I know that funding is always a problem para sa atin, ano? At nagtitipid tayo. Kaya lang, ang suggestion ko lang, idea sa layman, na pag tayo ay nag-procure ng arms, vessel for example, kahit medyo mahal, sana isagad na natin. I'm referring to the two frigates, ano? Yung Rizal and Luna, ano? Napansin ko na yun ay frigate, ang classification, it's a major warship. Pero yung kanyang missile armament, anti-ship, di ba? 4 lang.
Madam Chair, Your Honors, you're correct, sir. Our frigate may not be as capable as some of the frigates that our neighbor have, but we can assure you, sir, Madam Chair, Your Honor, that the new Corvette, new generation Corvettes will be as more powerful than our current frigates. It will have, as you mentioned, Your Honor, it will have 4 quadruple launchers. It will have a vertical launch system, surface-to-air missiles. It will have multiple torpedoes and all the necessary weapons and ammunition that is comparable to our maritime neighbor, if not even better.
Mga idol at kabayan, ipinahayag ng Philippine Navy at kinumpirma sa isinagawang budget hearing ng Department of National Defense para sa taong 2023 na ang 2 Corvette na binili sa South Korea ay mas malakas dahil mas marami itong armas tulad ng 4 na quadruple na anti-ship missiles at mas maraming vertical launching system kung ikukumpara sa 2 Jose Rizal class frigates. Pag sinabi nating 4 na quadruple, mga idol at kabayan, ito ay kahaling tulad ng larawang inyong nakikita sa screen. Yan ay isang halimbawa ng 16 na anti-ship missile ng isang Corvette ng bansang Israel. Tinanong din ng Kongreso ang Philippine Navy sa pamamagitan ng mga nakuha at kasalukuyang proyekto tulad ng 2 frigate, 2 Corvette, 6 na offshore patrol vessel kung sapat na ba ito upang bantayan ang ating exclusive economic zone.
Thank you very much. We now recognize from the majority Representative Arnan Panaligan from Oriental Mindoro.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Good morning, and good morning to our distinguished resource persons from the DND and the AFP. A while ago, OIC Undersecretary and retired Chief of Staff General Faustino mentioned that we are targeting to achieve a credible defense posture. And I have also heard pronouncements from the defense establishment that the objective of our modernization program is the attainment of a minimum deterrence posture for our armed forces. What are the characteristics of a minimum deterrence capability? What capabilities must our armed forces possess in order to achieve a credible defense posture or a minimum deterrence capability? And after spending a considerable amount of money for Horizon 1 and Horizon 2 of the modernization program, how near are we from achieving a credible defense posture for our armed forces?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Right now, sir, as we are in a non-conflict situation, the department or the DND is pursuing military diplomacy, constructive engagement, and trust-friendly relations or trust-friendly actions to manage the situations in our borders, particularly the West Philippine Sea. We continue to modernize our assets, develop our facilities, heighten our deployment in the area, enhance our presence. Our non-escalation approach is aimed at preventing accidents and, pinaka-importante, sir, miscalculation. That could further escalate the tension in the region. When we talk of minimum credible defense or credible defense when we talk about our territorial and external defense, we talk more of our capability to detect, to identify, and to intercept, and finally, sir, to neutralize itong mga threats na papasok sa atin. When we say detect, we're talking about radars, and we started acquiring these radars that malayo pa lang na monitor na natin, napapasok na natin itong ating mga intruders dito sa atin, sir. And of course, we have the ability to identify them. And right now sa intercept, we're trying to for the past Horizon 1 and 2, we're able to acquire some of our assets that could intercept. Although sir, hindi pa talaga ito, because we're trying to come up with some more vulnerable fighters and our naval assets. We still continue to engage that. Then of course, to neutralize this, we're talking about land-based missile systems, itong mga ground-based ang ating air defense systems. And these are the things that we are planning to acquire. And sad as it may seem, the Horizon 2 modernization program, we were only able to accomplish, mag-e-end na sila ito this year, but now the accomplishment rate is around 14%. 14%. So, the objective of Horizon 2 aims to develop a minimum credible defense posture, specifically to address the security concerns in the West Philippine Sea. This requires the acquisition of basic capabilities in air defense, as I mentioned kanina, sir, maritime defense, land defense, and joint command and control that will capacitate the major service combat forces to operate in a joint operating environment and execute the AFP Joint Force Operating Concept. So, sir, if you ask me, have we reached the objectives of Horizon 2? No, because of the accomplishment right now, na nandito lang tayo, sir, hovering around 20%. That's why, sir, we requested for a subset review to really determine of course, we understand the capability of the government to fund these projects, which are big ticket items, and I directed the Armed Forces of the Philippines to come up with a reprioritized Horizon 3 that will really address and at least achieve this minimum credible defense posture. So as I mentioned, detect, identify, intercept, and neutralize. Madam Chair, Your Honor.
So very unfortunate po. So siguro dapat talaga magkaroon tayo ng catch-up plan po
Yes.
by asking for additional funding that will guide Congress na po yung tungkol sa bagay na yan. Of course, ang ating Philippine Navy should have the capability to detect, intercept, and secure our territorial waters na po. So yung bang naging previous acquisition ng ating Navy at saka ongoing, like yung frigate, corvette, OPVs, yung ba sapat na para ma-attain natin yung ating capability to secure our territorial waters and exclusive economic zones.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, may I allow the Flag Officer in Command of the Philippine Navy to answer the question?
Your Honors, Mr. Chair, thank you, sir. First of all, sir, we are very happy for the funds that were provided for the Philippine Navy to acquire new OPVs, corvettes, and frigates. These are assets that have greatly improved our capability to perform our respective functions. But considering, Mr. Chair, the vast waters that we have, it may not be enough to fully guard all our entire archipelago, sir. So, in consonance with the Coast Guard, we are trying to guard as much water as we have, but but it may not be enough, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair.
So doon po sa 40 billion pesos allotted for next year, ano kaya ang share doon ng Philippine Navy? Meron ba rin new acquisition or payment yon sa mga previous Kasi mahalaga talaga ay bigyan natin ng priority ang ating Navy. No? Our President said sa kanyang sona dito na he will not present or a process that would yield a single square inch of our territory sa ibang bansa. Of course, yung isang kilalang naval strategist, si Alfred Mahan, once said that when a country is divided by the seas into two or more parts, control of the seas is not only important but vitally necessary. So talagang Navy ang dapat bigyan natin ng priority. So ano ang share ng Navy doon sa 40 billion pesos for next year?
Madam Chair,
Your Honor.
Your Honor, before I give it to the Philippines, if I might be allowed, the initial report I got from the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines is that during their initial review that I directed them to do, out of the budgets, if it remain constant for the next 2 years, pambayad lang po natin itong 40 billion. Yung 25 billion na binigay sa amin, dinagdagan siya ng something like 10 point something billion para mahabol yung multi-year contract obligations natin, Your Honor. So, with this trend that is going on right now, we can see new, if we will not change this trend, sir, magkakaroon lang tayo ng bagong insertions, mga bagong equipment. We can only start having new equipments 2 to 3 years from now. Kasi pambayad lang yung mga susunod natin na modernization fund. Sir, Madam Chair, for the Navy.
Madam Chair, Your Honors, for 2023, for Armaica, we are committed, the national government is committed to pay for 5 Navy projects, specifically the Acero-class gunboats, two of which were commissioned, which were christened last week, for the Corvette acquisition program, our command and control units, the shore-based anti-ship missile system, and for the offshore patrol vessels, sir, for a total of around 19 billion, Madam Chair, Your Honors.
So, maraming salamat po. Another question, yung status ng multi-role fighter acquisition project ng Air Force, ito ba ay meron na ring development?
Madam Chair, if we may allow the Chief of Air Force.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, the multi-role project acquisition of the Philippine Air Force is a really vital component in our integrated air defense system doctrine, sir. No? So the project is now in the early stages of procurement, sir. We have just perfected developed the provisions for our terms of reference, and it will be subjected for further back deliberations. So it is still an ongoing project, and hopefully, sir, it will be approved, no? Because we are really in dire need, sir, of our need, no, for high-performing assets that can increase our domain awareness, sir, yeah, especially in the West Philippine Sea.
Thank you very much, General. Balikan ko lang yung sa Navy. I know that funding is always a problem para sa atin, at nagtitipid tayo. Kaya lang, ang suggestion ko lang, idea sa layman, na pag tayo ay nag-procure ng arms, vessel, for example, kahit medyo mahal, sana isagad na natin para talagang we can be sure na capable ang ating assets na na-acquire. I'm referring to the 2 frigates, yung Rizal and Luna. Napansin ko na yun ay frigate, ang classification, it's a major warship. Pero yung kanyang missile armament, anti-ship, di ba? 4 lang. As far as I know, ang mga ganyang warship ay laging 8 at least ng anti-ship missiles, yung 2 quadruple ang tawag. Ito 2 lang. Maybe natitipid. Pero sana isagad na natin para talaga we can be sure of the capability of the assets that we acquire. Tama po ba yun, Admiral, yung aking ganung pananaw?
Madam Chair, may we request the Philippine Navy.
Madam Chair, Your Honors, you're correct, sir. Our frigate may not be as capable as some of the frigates that our neighbor have, but we can assure you, sir, Madam Chair, Your Honor, that the new new generation Corvettes will be as more powerful than our current frigates. It will have, as you mentioned, Your Honor, it will have 4 quadruple launchers. It will have a vertical launch system, surface-to-air missiles. It will have multiple torpedoes and all the necessary weapons and ammunition that is comparable to our maritime neighbor, if not even better.
Good news, Admiral, pag ganyan, baka yung Corvette reclassify as frigate, at yung frigate ang reclassify as Corvette. Anyway, mas expert yan ang Navy, So,
Laban Pinas.